So hello everyone, welcome to the 10th week of your lesson in salaries and wage management. And for this week, we will have the topic or we will be discussing the topic about wage supplements. So before we go to our main discussion, I would like you to take note of your learning objectives, and we have you have five learning objectives for this week, and they are the following. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to define profit sharing, to apply the profit sharing scheme, to learn about the benefits of employees, to analyze disbursement, and lastly, to learn how bonuses occur. Okay, wage supplements. So wages earned while on the job represents the income. So here's your wage or your salary, and that is your income. And as a worker, from that income, it is under your discretion or it is under your choice, okay, to meet your daily costs of living. Okay, and that includes, of course, your food, what else? Your vitamins, your medicines, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then some workers are benefited also by payments and contributions of their employers, which are not direct payments for work performed on the job. So apart from in other words, apart from your income, okay, or apart from your salary or your payment for work or for the performance of your work in the company where you are working, you can also receive rewards or bonuses for services rendered. Okay? So lahat yon wage supplement. Kaya nga supplement kasi iba pa yon sa wage mo o sa salary mo or sa fixed salary na natatanggap mo. Alright? So wage supplements, types of extra remuneration or benefits received by employees are pay for vacation and holidays. Okay, isa rin yun. Now, example of wage supplement, you have paid vacation and holidays without going to work, without reporting for work kasi nga nakabakasyon ka, naka-holiday ka, you are still paid. And then we have sick and old age benefits. Okay? You have your bonuses or your reward for extra output or time spent on the job, or yung incentives or overtime pays. Okay? And then we have profit sharing. So what is this profit sharing? So it is an agreement. Take note, it is an agreement, an informal or formal agreement that is freely entered into by which employees receive a share fixed in advance of the profits. Okay? And then on this profit sharing, others describe this as payments in the form of cash. It can be in stock options, okay, warrants, or otherwise given under a predetermined and continuing policy sought by management of a company to all or any group of its officers or employees in addition to their established wages or salaries. So meaning to say, isa rin ito. Okay, profit sharing is also one kind of wage supplement. Okay? So, profit sharing was devised by a Frenchman named Edme Jean Leclerc. Right? So, there are theories pertaining to profit sharing. So, according to traditional economic theories, profit sharing contradicts two basic conceptions or two basic concepts of capitalistic production. And they are the following. Control is not in proportion to risk, in that workers share in the risks without having control over most of the risks they have to incur. And then second is to the extent that profits are devoted to labor. So profits are devoted to labor. Alright? The return to capital does not represent its natural reward. Okay. And for those who advocate profit sharing, they maintain that it serves to bolster rather than weaken capitalistic enterprise. Why? Because it serves to strengthen, okay, rather weaken capitalistic enterprise, because the mutuality of interest between management and worker, which it engenders, tends to increase the company's income and automatically assures fair distribution. So in profit sharing, it can actually increase, okay, the company's income. All right. So therefore, there is an assurance of fair distribution between the management and the worker who agreed on this profit sharing scheme. And then the supplementary payments afforded by profit sharing bear a definite relation to company income and obviate the necessity. So when business is prosperous, of saddling the enterprise with a permanent charge of increased wage. And there are justifications for this kind of scheme, profit sharing scheme. So there are reasons or motives behind profit sharing. First is to encourage employee efficiency and stimulate more production. Of course, if the employee is aware also about this profit sharing scheme, or has joined this profit sharing scheme, or has agreed on this kind of scheme, he will be motivated, or he will be more inspired, okay, to work, to become efficient, okay, to produce more, di ba? Kasi kasama siya sa profit na makukuha. Okay? So it is to secure more flexibility in the payroll also. And then the distributing to employees part of what otherwise represents huge profits. And it is to reduce labor turnover and increase labor productivity. So when an employee knows or is aware or has entered into this profit sharing scheme, okay, of course there is lesser chance for him to leave his job, right? So it will reduce labor turnover. So employees will tend to stay in the company, okay? So, ang mangyayari doon, hindi yung lahat nagsisipag-resign and then may papasok na employee na bago, di ba? So, it reduces labor turnover. And of course, it increases labor productivity kasi inspired yung mga employees because they know that they are part of the profits. Okay? And then, employees generally tend to quit when there are prospects of receiving annual dividends. So employees will be inspired to work kasi meron silang matatanggap. May mga annual dividends sila na matatanggap. And then profit sharing also discourages unionism or at least minimize its militancy. So walang mga ma-form na mga unions inside the company. Kasi parang pag eto kasi sa profit sharing na to, magkakaroon ang mga employee ng part, makikipag-alaga sila sa capital. Kasi sila rin, parang meron ng capital na inilaga sa kumpanya. Okay? Parang ano to, if your parents or any relative or any of you is a member of cooperative, Okay, di ba every year merong dividend, capital share, ganun yata yung tawag doon. Yun, it is a kind of profit sharing. Parang nag-invest ka sa co-op, and then at the end of the year or annually, magkakaroon ka ng share. Okay? From the money you have invested. Ito yung mga fixed deposit ninyo na tinatawag. Alright? So, from your fixed deposit, magkakaroon siya ng profit. Na yun naman yung matatanggap ninyo or maibabalik ninyo maibabalik sa inyo or makukuha ninyo, at the end of the year. Okay? Or annually. Okay? So, yun. So, dahil ganun, syempre, makikipag-alaga ka para sa kapakanan ng kumpanya. Kasi alam mo na kapag nakikipag-alaga ka, maaalagaan mo yung kumpanya at saka yung mga interest ng kumpanya at ninyong mga employees. Syempre, mamomotivate ka na magtrabaho. Mas magtrabaho, okay? Mas mamomotivate ka or ma-inspire ka to produce more. Alright? For the company, okay? Para sa mas malaking kita ng kumpanya. Okay? So, there are also employee coverages and benefits. So, as generally observed, most full-time employees are covered under a plan once it is installed. So, full-time employees or regular employees or permanent employees, okay, are covered with a plan. Okay? Or they are covered under a plan. So, unionized production and maintenance employees are sometimes covered also. So, at other times, they are excluded from the coverage in as much as the company is already contributing to some other programs as health, welfare, pension, or insurance that serve a similar purpose. So, in other words, apart from the fixed plan, okay, that covers an employee, especially the full-time, the regular, meron ding mga benefits, okay, ng isang employee such as para sa health insurance, health welfare, o may inilalaan ang kumpanya para sa pension, halimbawa pag nag-retire na yung employee, or yun nga sa insurance, okay, or yung mga other schemes or other plans that have similar purposes para sa employee. Yun yung mga employee benefits din. Like, yung commonly dito sa atin, we have the SSS, pension plan yon, consider as pension plan. SSS for the private companies, we have the PhilHealth for health insurance, Pag-ibig, okay? Pag-ibig for pension and other purposes, mga loans, mga ganon. Okay, so yun, yung mga employee benefits. So, kinds of benefits, we have in-current profit sharing plan, and there are cash benefits. And cash benefits in current profit sharing plan are paid currently. So, cash benefits are paid currently. And we have the under a deferred plan mean to say postponed. Okay, parang makuhold. So, cash benefits under deferred plan are credited to employees' accounts, okay, to be paid at retirement or under circumstances of disability, death, severance, or withdrawal provisions during employment. So, naka-defer yung plan na yon, yung benefit na yon. So, kung halimbawa magre-retire na or under unfortunate circumstances, kailangan na ng employee, saka lang niya makukuha. Okay? So, vesting and its impact. So, vesting is the acquisition of the employee of an inalienable right to a percentage of company distributions and earnings credited to his account in a deferred trust fund. So, deferred trust fund. ang vesting. Okay? So, employer contributions are vested in the event that an employee retires, dies, or is disabled. But in cases of quit or discharge, itong employee contributions are vested. So, makukuha lang, deferred ito, parang trust fund. So, dun lang nakapundo na makukuha, okay, ng employee when he retires, dies, or is disabled. But then, in cases of, halimbawa, quitting or discharge of that employee dahil mayroon sa mga matitinding kadahilanan, grave acts against the company for dishonesty, disloyalty, and sabotage, less or only a portion of the value of the account is usually awarded or even forfeited. So, hindi buo yung makukuha niya from the trust fund, kundi maaring mababawasan o kung minsan mawawala. Kasi nga meron siyang ginawang kasalanan. Okay? Meron siyang ginawa against the policy, the company's rule or policies, kaya siya either, meaning yung trust fund, either mawawala, okay, trust fund from vesting, okay, either mawawala or mababawasan, okay. So, what about disbursements? So, disbursements, in the case of current type of profit-sharing plan, profits are paid directly to employees in cash, check, or stock as soon as profits are determined. So, disbursements, you disburse the funds, disburse the check, disburse the salary, okay, disburse the stock. Yung distribution na, okay, pagbibigay. So, disbursements may only be made in lump sum or in a series of installment payments. So, lump sum or installment payments covering a specified number of years. Okay? So, objectives of profit-sharing programs. It's to instill a sense of partnership among its employees, to serve as a group incentive, to provide employees security, kasi malaking tulong din ito, yung profit-sharing scheme, kung halimbawa, if it's annually or is malaking tulong sa employee kung nangangailangan siya. And then, to attract desirable employees to join the organization and reduce turnover on the part of those who are already members, and to serve as an attractive means of communicating with its employees its philosophy of sharing the wealth with them. So, itong profit-sharing scheme kasi, talagang the employees who join this is, yung sinabi ko kanina pa ulit-ulit, makikipag-alaga sila sa kumpanya. Okay, they will have that burden to take care of the company, to think of its development and progress, to think of its acquisition, or to think of its generation of profits. Kasi para rin naman sa kanila, kung sakali yon. Okay? So, effects of profit sharing on the wage structure. So, levels of workers' income would be determined on a vertical basis. Vertical, paakyat, straight. That is according to each individual's company's ability to pay rather than a broad horizontal basis. Okay? And then employees' earnings would fluctuate directly and immediately in proportion to the changing financial condition of the company. So, this is just like yung example ko a while ago, pag nagkaroon ka ng capital share, okay, sa isang cooperative, parang ganon, yung makakatanggap ka ng dividend. So, it's quite similar to that. Okay? And we also have special bonuses. Special bonuses is also kind of wage supplement. So, special bonuses, so this is in addition to premiums based upon output under wage incentive plans and premium payments for overtime work. And then some employees secure other types of bonuses which are not directly related to production standards or work schedules. So some of these bonuses are paid with more or less regularity from year to year, and others are paid for temporary periods in recognition of abnormal or peculiar situation. Itong special bonuses, it depends upon the employer kasi. Okay? In the Philippines, these bonuses uh, are not mandated by our law or by the Department of Labor and Employment. Pag bonuses, hindi. Pag 13-month pay, yes. Okay, at minimum wage, yes. Pag bonuses, depende sa employer, depende rin kasi sa income ng kumpanya. Okay? So, Christmas bonuses. So, employers' motives for the payment of Christmas bonuses are not unlike those of profit sharing. So, Christmas bonus actually is considered a gift, okay? So, it is a goodwill, loyalty, and stability among employees, and also provide a means of sharing some of the company's income, okay, during prosperous times, without committing the company to added costs, which could be difficult to reduce during periods when profits are not high. So, itong bonuses na to, especially Christmas bonuses, nakadepende yan, okay, sa kung anong puso meron yung employer at kung may malaking kita ang kumpanya for the year, yan, maaring magbibigay ng Christmas bonus ang company sa mga empleyado niya. And then we have the production bonus system. So these are supplementary to the basic wage. And this system provides employees with more pay for exerting greater effort, while at the same time providing them the security of the regular wages. It is an additional pay for exerting a greater effort. Production bonus system. So a bonus payment may be based upon the number of units that an individual or a group produces. Okay? So, as in the case of piecework. So, meaning to say, halimbawa, ito, sa araw na to, you have to produce 100 pieces of, let's say, factory kayo ng figurines. Okay, so, for this day, you have to produce 100 pieces of figurines. And on this day, you produce more than 100. So, nakita yun ng employer mo, nakita yun ng supervisor mo, ng boss mo. Oh, sige. Production bonus system. Kasi more than what is required of him ang na-produce niya or nagawa niya. Okay, ganun ang ibig sabihin ng production bonus system. Okay? And then we have cost of living allowance. So this is popularly known in business and industry as COLA. Yun yung short cost. COLA meaning cost of living allowance. So the grant of cost of living allowance to workers is mandated under the Labor Code of the Philippines. So this COLA is mandated by the Labor Code of the Philippines. Kaya bawat employee meron dapat nito. So the cost of living allowance is a lump sum payment which is adjusted from time to time. Depende, okay, sa kung ano yung cost of living index sa lugar. Okay, so this is according to the rise and decline in the cost of living index, and which automatically ceases, it stops when the index return to a stated point. So the cost of living allowance is twofold. Okay? It is to maintain existing wage levels during times of recession. Okay? And it is to provide workers with additional income. So twofolds, two ways. So COLA is to maintain existing wage levels during times of recession. Kung times of recession, okay, yung kagipitan, okay, and in times or in time of and it serves as an additional income to the worker, okay. Yun yung role ng pagbibigay ng cost of living allowance sa mga employees. And then the cost of living allowance is twofold. Ayun, sinabi ko na. Okay, so that ends our discussion for this week on your subject, salaries and wage management. Wage supplements. So in other words, yung nakaka-supplement or yung mga dagdag na binibigay ng company or ng employer bukod sa fixed salary or yung wage ng isang employee. Okay? So that ends our discussion for this week. And for your requirements, refer from your module. Okay? And if you have any queries or want to seek clarification, especially about your requirements, feel free to ask me. Alright, so that ends our discussion for this week, and keep safe everyone, stay healthy, and God bless.